What's up, dude? How are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
I'm great. Uh, how do we know each other?
No, I just joined the tribe and I just jump into every single opportunity I have to talk to people. Yeah,
I love it.
get good connections. Yes.
Sometimes. Um, well, good. I'm always curious. Like, what do people? Do you have any expectations? Did you have anything you wanted to get out of this, or just chit
No,
chat? I'm okay
yeah,
with
yeah. So
either.
I put in the brief. I think because I know that you are veteran and you get out of the military and pursue your real estate and investing career. I'm on the transition out process also next year, so I just wanna if you can like brief me to how you do it and just listen to your journey and see I can learn something about it.
I can teach you a lot of what not to do.
Yeah, I'm all ears, man. What you have?
Um, yeah, dude, I fucked up for 10 years, drugs and alcohol after I got out.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah,
Okay. When did you
yeah.
get out?
Oh, 05.
Oh, okay. Yes. Way, way, way. Yeah, it's long. It's way
Yeah, I'm
long.
I'm old. I'm old, bro.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You look young.
Um, it took me a long time to get my footing. So, you know, what I'll say is one, like don't put too much pressure on yourself. I think in a weird way, like 10 years of focused hard work in the right environment will get you what it takes most people 30 years to accomplish. So like if you get out and you don't find your footing right away, don't let it eat at you.
Hmm.
And it has the tendency to eat at you, especially if you're like, well, the second problem is that a lot of folks have is their identity is in the military. It's in their rank. It's in their purpose. It's just part of their identity. I'm a soldier. I'm a defender of the nation. I'm a hero. You know what I mean? You know, whatever your job is, like your social strata is, you know, all these people you have. It's your rank. All those things are going to go away like that. And so there's a very common tendency for you to lose identity.
Gotcha.
And so those two things go together where I say like don't feel bad, like don't beat yourself up for not having maybe what seems like misspent time trying to find your new identity. Like that's just part of the process. So maybe that's a problem for you, maybe that'll be a problem for you. It's a problem for a lot of guys. Some guys don't have that problem, but those are the two things I'd be aware of.
Yeah, cool. Then on that note, though, I'm gonna steal like random questions. Like, what is your turning point? What made you turn after 10 years of going sideways and all go backward? What turned you like? How you become who you are right now?
uh,
Why? Start with why.
uh,
Yes.
yeah, DUI arrest was like the low point. You
Okay,
know?
gotcha.
Yeah.
And
So
then you
I
just. Mhm.
yeah, I mean when you're when you hang out, like who you hang out with is what you think is normal. So if you hang out with people who get blackout drunk 3 or 4 nights a week, you just think everybody's having a good time. You don't realize that you're an alcoholic
Mhm.
because it's normal. It seems normal. So I got to a point where, at one point I looked at myself and, lost my job, had no money, had this drinking problem, had no plans for the future, had no friends that were going anywhere. And I was just like, dude, my life's not going to become anything special just because my ego thinks it should. Like I'm gonna have to earn it. And so I just went on this trip of like radical responsibility, which even though the military taught me self-reliance, it didn't teach me a higher level of self-responsibility. Like if you want to create wealth, that's more than just taking care of oneself. If you want to like, have partnerships and build something, it's just it took me like really that low point to realize that if I want to do something bigger, I have to um it's not going to come just because I have a good attitude or like I'm charming. It's going to come from sacrifice and effort,
Mm. Okay.
real sacrifice and effort, not superficial, not what looks like effort, but like actual real sacrifice. You know, it's so life is basically like the pain you choose or the pain that gets chosen for you.
Gotcha.
And I was like, oh, I'll just choose the pain because that's almost always much nicer than the pain that then will be chosen for you.
That makes sense. Yep. At least you're in the control. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it just turned into, I looked at my financial situation. I was broke and started just addressing the problem head on. Maybe you don't have these issues, but a lot of people do, right? They don't want to check their bank account. They're in debt. They're not saving as much as they can. And it just turned into like, okay, I started tracking my net worth. I started tracking my finances really tight. I started saving money no matter what, even when it was uncomfortable and painful. I started living lighter. I started making sacrifices. I sold everything that wasn't, a necessity. I started learning investments. I started reading books about financial freedom, investing, FIRE, real estate. And then the big one was the content. The second big one was the content. The first big one was I only surrounded myself with people who were on an upward trajectory from there on out. And that's actually hard to do and to continue to do. Always like looking for the next level up, the next friend group. It's hard because then you're always like, you just don't know who's going to go far. People are, a lot of them have good sales pitches. So yeah, that's it, dude. And then it turned out like I accomplished more in 10 years than most people, in terms of like wealth building. I accomplished more in 10 years than most people do in a lifetime. And, not to say it's all been up. It does this little guy right here. But now, I got a pretty good portfolio, and now I have a sick network. And so I'm trying to level up that next size again. I'm like, what can I have myself taken care of now? How can I create wealth for others? How can I grow this thing to a different scale? So it all started with just, effing up, taking responsibility, and then creating a positive feedback loop in life.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Do you have any of these, are any of these relevant to you?
I mean, I'm at the turning point also, kind of lost a little bit, like you said, like the identity has been with me since, like the last 6 years, basically. Yeah, but I realize I value other things like family and time with my children more. That's why I want to make the transition. I did start learning real estate for a while now, but I want to dedicate more into it and more serious about it, rather than like divide myself into W2 and then just on the side doing some small deal. I want to be more serious in it, and then most important is have a flexibility to be where my family need me the most and be with them, to design my time, my schedule and stuff like that in the future.
Yeah, it's not so hard. What's hard is depending on your lifestyle. It can be very easy if you live light. If you have a fancy lifestyle, it can be very hard because when you get out and you're looking for your new thing, it's like, I don't know what your financial situation is, but your new business might, it's not going to make money for a while. Even real estate, and real estate right now, the margins aren't that big. It's harder now. So it's just a matter of you'll have more free time, but then also you'll have less steady income, and that balance can be difficult. So, and it's very hard. It's not like the military where they're like, hey, if you show up at the right time in the right place with the right uniform, we'll give you 20 years, no problem. We'll give you regular promotions. We'll be happy. You'll be happy as a clam. In entrepreneurship, it's like, hey, I'm gonna buy real estate, and the next thing you know, it's like 2020 comes along, and they're like, everybody's overpaying by 20% for everything. You want to buy something that's overpriced? No.
Yeah, exactly. No. Yeah.
Well, then we got nothing for you.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
it's much less clear, and it's much easier to be distracted. It's much easier to chase shiny objects. It's much easier to be demoralized. So the consistency of the military does provide like a clear path. There is no clear path for entrepreneurship. And that's why I always say, like, just live light, like just no car payments, low house payment, don't have fancy stuff, just live light. And that way you can weather a lot of storms.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. That's pretty good. Lucky for me a little bit. Like we my family is a little bit more established. Yeah, and then my lifestyle is pretty easy. It's not that I have to like catch up. So yeah, that's why I'm kind of confident. Not in the sense that I can do everything, but in the sense that we don't have to face a lot of difficulties when I start up. Even though if it's slow, like you said, and I know it will be because it takes times. But yeah.
Yeah. So then the question just is, where do you want to go?
Well, so as of right now, obviously replacing my W-2 income, right? I'm halfway there. It's not um, that it might take me couple years to start, getting to the circle and getting more knowledge on doing what I'm doing right now. But yeah, the most important thing for me is just like feel like I want to pick a field in real estate and deep dive into it, not just like learn everything on the surface. And it's like my military career, like I have to know everything, but it's just on the surface, not really go deep in anything. And then that is my thing right now. I need to pick a niche and really deep dive into it.
What do you like? What do you think you like? That's a
Oh,
better
single
question.
family home. Yeah, I buy like four properties, and I feel like that's what I want. I feel comfortable. That's most of my relationship and connections. Like teams, so called. So
What
I want to focus on that first, and then keep learning about other stuff. Probably just be a passive investor on syndication also in the near future. But if I have to pick a niche, it would be single family home rental. Yeah.
um okay. Well, I see you invest in Oklahoma City. I know a lot of people in Oklahoma City.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm able to help you out, introduce you to some folks.
Wow,
Um,
that's great. Yes, thank you.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, it, it sounds like you got it locked in, dude. Like it sounds like you're pretty like stable. A lot of people who I talk to are a little bit either more, you know, sporadic. They're more all over the place, myself included. I love being all over the place, but for you, I mean, it sounds like you have a plan. You know what you're doing. You have a risk tolerance that you can, um, stomach. I guess it's just how hard and how fast are you willing to go?
Yeah.
How much energy and resources are you willing to put into this? I mean, if assuming everything else you told me is like not going to change dramatically, like, look, I'm going to do single family homes, I'm going to invest in Oklahoma City or whatever the markets you want to do, and you're like, that's what I'm just going to do, and I'm going to put the blinders on. I'm just going to do that thing. Well, then it's just a matter of like, how many phone calls can you make? How many people can you meet? How many deals can you underwrite? How many offers can you put in? And you just pull those levers, and as those numbers go up, you get deals.
Yeah, you're right. Like that's I'm pretty locked in with that. I'm starting, like writing down what I need and start, like pushing those levers, like you said. Yeah, just prep myself. I have like 9 more months in the Navy, and then yep, after that I'll be able to 100% focus.
Where where do you live now?
South Carolina,
Do you love
Charleston
it?
area. Yes.
Do you love it?
Oh yeah, I mean a lot of activity, but the only thing that sucks is that my family is not here. That's one of the reason we decide not to pursue this military career. It's just the stability for my children. Yeah, that's why. So they're not here with me, so it's just me by myself. I mean the pros
That's
is I have
tough.
a lot of times for myself to equip with whatever knowledge. However, it's not the most important thing that I want. Yeah, so but I
Yeah.
mean, I just
Um,
trying to do the best I could. Nothing I can control now. So
yeah. My dad used to say something. He's like, when you wear the green tuxedo, you go where they tell you.
yeah, that's pretty much true. Yeah, within the last 3 years, I moved 4 different duty stations.
You're in the Navy?
Yeah, I'm in the Navy.
Damn. Well, yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, but yeah, that's why I decided to like put my priorities straight with my family. That's the most important thing I want to do with my life, and yeah, and I believe real estate will be the way. I truly
Real estate
believe
is the
so.
way.
Yeah.
Real estate is legit. Real estate, it's so funny. It changed my life, and it's just, I don't know. It's like, it's interesting because like you have, I mean, you've already done it, right? But it's just like you have this belief, you're like, it'll work. And then you go
Hmm.
out there and you buy stuff, and then you're like, this made me $150 this month. You're like, this is nothing.
Yeah.
How's this gonna work? And then next thing you know, I'm like 10 years later, I'm like, that property that made me $150 now makes me 1,050.
Yeah, and then
And then
times
in 20 years, it'll be 2,050. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
then yep,
And the property
yeah.
goes up in value, and then you can take that money. It's so crazy.
Yeah, I'm really up for the long game. I'm not. I know people have a tendency or the urge to like go and have to see the result right away. I'm willing to play the long game. Really.
Same. And it works. It freaking works when you do that. Like, I'm not perfect at it, but
Hmm.
I've been pretty good at just hanging on, holding properties. I've sold two properties, both of which I don't regret. I don't regret selling either of my properties. I'm actually very glad that I sold those two. But everything
In
else
the
I've kept,
sense
and I'm
of
just
equity or opportunity or what? Like when you said don't regret, what do you mean?
like my plan is kind of like you. I'm like, dude, I don't want to sell. I don't want to sell property. I want to keep
Hmm.
everything.
Yep.
But I did sell two properties that I'm glad I got out of.
Okay.
You know what I
That's
mean?
good. Yeah, yeah, I
I got
understand.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But other than that, like I've kept everything. Like my plan from the very beginning was like just like I'm not trying to be a flipper. I really didn't want to start a business.
Makes
That's
sense.
not really what I wanted to do. And even today, I only like halfway want to start a business in that sense. What I want to do is grow a big portfolio, and there'll be in a sense there'll be a business around that, but in my way, and this is something that happens as you do more transactions and as you do this more, you start to realize like really what it is you're good at and really what you want to do and hyper niche. And I'm like, dude, I don't want to run deals. I don't want to operate deals. What I'm doing right now is I got a buddy. I'll give you a perfect example. He's got a deal.
Hmm.
I'm a super connector. That's my lot in life.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what it is.
Can tell. Yeah.
He's got a deal. He's done $40 million in real estate multifamily transactions, but he's got a deal that's too big for him.
Mm.
But he's got the deal. He's local. He knows the deal. He could run the deal, and the broker that represents that deal is like his best friend. So like they're tight. He's like, I'm afraid of a syndication. I'm afraid of this size deal. I've never done anything like this. $12 million deal. I got another friend over here who's a capital raiser.
Mm.
Plenty of money. No deals.
Yeah, it's just perfect match.
I'm like, that's worth 10%. Just fucking connecting you guys. Now it's more than just connecting them, but like
Understand.
getting
Yeah.
everybody to work, like, hey, we're all going to row in this direction. We're all going to go work on this deal together. Let's get excited. Selling everybody on the deal, getting everybody excited, like making sure we push, get through the finish line. So is that a business? I don't know. But that's my lot. Like that's my lot in life. Now I'll take a smaller share because I'm not doing any of the work and I didn't find the deal. I'm just like connecting people. But I can also it's a light. That's not work for me. That's light load. So I say all that to say whatever it is, whatever the piece is you want to do. If you want to, just own a portfolio and not sell anything, it's like, dude, why don't you just link? You could just link up with wholesalers, run tons of deals. You don't have to be a wholesaler. You'll pay them, but you
100%.
don't have to do any of that stuff and just collect properties and then just sit on them forever. And it works, dude. It works so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, that's the plan. But I mean, obviously, I'm still young to this, so maybe things will change in the future. Depends on the knowledge I learn, the connection I have. Maybe I will pivot, but as of right now, that's the path I have.
Yeah, you will pivot, and that's okay. You'll know that it's the right pivot at the time. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah, yep, yeah. The thing is, yeah, I had to. I mean, they said lucky is when preparation meet opportunity, right? So I need to prepare, and then once like the opportunity comes, then yep, go with it.
Yeah, I say in similar vein, although it doesn't sound the same. I say capitalism is winner takes most.
Mm.
And so you go after, you buy a bunch of properties, and the next thing you know, like I'm sitting here, I'm like, dude, 10 years ago, negative net worth, broke, right? Negative net worth, in debt, no cash. And now I got a lot of equity just sitting there waiting for me to go find something to make a big bet on. And so if you're looking for the bets and you're accumulating resources, when the things happen, you're like,
Yep. Yeah,
you can make bigger and bigger bets. And so that's why I say just go out there and yeah, you're doing the right thing, dude. I don't think I can be very useful to you. I mean, I'm happy to give you a little.
No. You are, because I'm very uncomfortable talking to new people, and then this is completely out of my comfort zone, to be honest with you. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? It's so funny you say that. What I find that this does, because I've been doing this in some capacity for about 6 years. What I find is that most people don't need my real estate experience. Although I have my real estate experience, I'm happy to share that. Most people don't need my real estate experience. What I think most people need is, in a weird way, I don't know how to word this, but like, they need a sounding board.
No, 100%. Yep. That's what I
Yeah.
need, to be honest.
Yeah, they need a sounding board. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so
Like,
interesting.
I'll tell you the truth. Like 2 weeks ago, I show up at one of the tribe talk, and after your introduction, and you said, yeah, 5 minutes to match up with random people, and I just like end the call right there. I said, nope, I'm not gonna do this. I did leave, but yesterday I did stay and I talked to like 5 people, and the more I talk, the more I'm comfortable with with talking, and I feel great, because I'll tell you right now, if it was last week, I would never book the call with you. I would not want to test like my tolerance, but because of yesterday, I feel like, why not? Like, people try to help and stuff. So that's why I signed up for this, and just test my comfort zone, and I feel comfortable. Thank you very much.
Dude, yeah, that's so good. I'm happy to serve. First off, I'm happy that I can be useful. Two, I love that story. It exemplifies this lesson that I try to teach people all the time about networking, which is there is a difference between introvert and shy. And so I think sometimes maybe this will be useful to you. Labels can be very effective. Like words matter. Words are very important. At least I take words very seriously. And so when people, what I think they do is you say, talking to all these people, I'm shy. Okay, that's fine. I'm shy sometimes. Shy is okay. Shy can also be overcome. But what happens is, and this is why words are so important, sometimes we say to ourselves, people say to themselves, they say, I can't do all those people because I'm an introvert. Introvert is like a personality trait. It can't be, what it does is it puts the language, the story in your head that I can't do this because of how I'm built. So then you don't try, and then you can't overcome it. So I say all that to say, like, you might be an introvert. Maybe you're like, hey, I can only take so many people before I need a break, which is fine. But I love this because everybody's shy. Everybody has a comfort zone, and your comfort zone can always be expanded by just safe little steps forward, one by one. So I'm glad you did that, and then I'm glad you signed up to talk to me, because I'm harmless, although I do have I'm a little intense, so I understand why.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not for everybody, but I love that, dude. That's great. Good for you.
Yeah. Yeah, I just have one last question, if you don't mind. I look at your like your website, right? Are you raising capital? As like actively
Always.
buying something right now? Or no?
So I have a couple deals in the works. We have a deal in Maryland. I have basically a few different things going on. I have a partnership with some friends out in Maryland, and they buy luxury properties that they do events. They have restaurants. Two of them have vineyards. Three of them have golf courses, and they run weddings, lots and lots of weddings. And so there's these luxury event spaces, and then what they allow investors to do is buy the underlying property, right? And they're basically, you buy the property, and then this other company that he owns is a tenant, and it is a cash machine, right? It's a cash machine, and it's a unique piece of property. And my favorite part is it's the only real estate I've ever been around that you can go to as an investor, you can go and experience the property. So they're always expanding those properties, and so there's always a capital raise going on for something like that. And then right now I'm in the middle of I'm at the front end actually of a 168 unit multifamily in Des Moines that we're trying to get under contract. If we can get under contract, then we're going to raise about $5 million for that.
Okay. Do I need to be the, like credit investor to be on others? I know some of them I need to be a credit, like, yeah.
Yeah, you have to be a credit investor for both of
Gotcha.
these.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's just my question, because I just want to learn more. Yeah, but I'm not at that status yet.
Yeah,
Yep.
yet. Yeah. Well, let's just stay in touch. I mean, I'm on Instagram and I put out a pretty good amount of content. I have a blog.
Mm-hmm.
So I will, like usual, I write about my properties on an ongoing basis about what I learn in long form. I know writing, nobody wants to write anymore. They want to learn everything that you have to say in 30 seconds on a video, but I still like to write. It helps me out. So, yeah, let's just kind of stay in touch and
Yeah.
happy to. I mean, I try to teach everything that I've learned on my blog. Everything I've learned along the way in real estate or just life, I try to write it down on my blog, and that's public. So if that can be useful,
Understood.
that's yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, anything that I can contribute or can do for you, I mean, yeah, I'm transitioning and I'm learning, so I'm willing to take, responsibility or whatever. If you have anything, I'd like to try.
No, dude, I do this because I find that this is the most natural way for me to serve people. I'm just like, hey, I'll give you my time and attention privately. I mean, I do record these. I publish them on YouTube, but nobody watches them. It's more just like, well, nobody watches them. It's more for me to grab short clips.
Mm, okay.
But for the most part, dude, I serve people. I don't need anything out of this. I like meeting people. I like talking to people. I like giving people who, are maybe new or have questions, someone that they can go to where they don't have to pay for coaching. They don't have to pay for some unknown or like talk to a guru. They can just be like, let me just ask Alex whatever it is I want to ask. And so no, I don't like to ask people for anything. I just, I'm here to serve.
All right. I mean, yeah, I appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Yep. I'm here. I want to be, productive too, and I want to contribute too. If you ever need anything that I could help, I would love to.
Yeah. Are you on the Better Life WhatsApp group?
Yes, I am in both. Yeah, in the raising private capital and the
Y-
infinity banking group. Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Are you going to go to the Denver event?
I could not this year. I already have. Yep. Duties.
Okay. I figured that'd be very scary for you.
I'm sorry. Say again.
I said I thought that might be very scary for
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, but this year I have legit reason not to, not like
Yeah.
yeah. It's but I would love to make connections and go to those events. I've never been in one, so I'm excited for the future. I
Yeah.
know you guys are gonna have a lot more cool stuff in the
We're gonna
future.
have a lot more. Yeah. We'll get you there. But yeah, no, dude, it's great to meet you. I wish you well. I think you're gonna do fine. I'm always available as a resource. I mean, you get the link, and then you can talk to me in WhatsApp. You can talk to me in Circle. Like, dude, I'm here to serve.
All right, thank you very much, Alex. Yep.
All right, my dude. Hang, don't leave. Hang tight 1 second.
Okay.